Okay guys, welcome to this video, and today, first things first, this video will be in English. English is not my first language, so I apologize if I do any mistakes. Second, I hope you brought a lot of time and maybe a coffee because you will need it. And yeah, we will today make DCS 2.5.0 be able to run on Linux. I'm using Kubuntu 20.04 in my example, so that's a Debian-based distribution, obviously. It may be different, so the instructions I will give you may be a little bit different for your distribution, but I actually can't deal with that as it's complicated enough. Number 3, I'm a Linux newbie myself, I would say. And so maybe I would do some things not correctly or not 100% right, but the result is what matters, I think, and it works for me. So let's start. First things first, I made this list and I will make this available. So these are all the instructions. I will make this available in the comment section somehow. Either I will paste it there directly, or if it's too long, I will put it on Pastebin or something like that. So you can just copy and go along as we go in the video right here. The reason why I'm doing this in English, by the way, is because the flight sim community is so small to begin with. The Linux community is even smaller. And yeah, thank you. Not now. And yeah. I think the best solution is to just use a language that everybody can understand instead of German. All right. So, first things first. We will do this via Lutris. Maybe you've heard about that. I will assume you heard not about anything. I will talk about right now. So, prerequisitions are that your system is already up and running. All right, so all the drivers are installed, everything is working. You're just about to install and play DCS. So we can't deal with driver installations, otherwise this gets way too long. Okay, so first we need to install Wine. Wine is not an emulator, as the name suggests. It's a wrapper basically to make Windows stuff work on Linux. Okay, so first we need to make sure that both architectures, 64-bit and 32-bit, are installed. This is not only for DCS, but maybe also for games you will run in the future. Okay, so first step is to copy this into your console window, and that will give us the output of your current architecture. In my case, that is AMD 64, because I'm running a 64-bit operating system. But we also need to make sure that, as I said, 32-bit is installed. That's not just for DCS, but maybe also for games that you will install in the future. So we check for the 32-bit architecture right now. And it says i386, so that means 32-bit is installed already. If that is not the case, you will install this via this command, sudo dpkg -- architecture space i386. All right? So that is the first point. Now we will actually install Wine. For this, we will use not the packages of your distribution or your program manager in your distribution, like this. But what we will do is, or the Muon thingy right here, that is the package management. Where is it? In my distribution, it's called Muon. For you, it's maybe different. So it is possible to install it via this program, but we will use the repository. That's what I mean. And for this, you first get the repo key via wget. I will not press enter right now because I have already done that, obviously. And then if you have this already added, then copy the second order here, and that will add the actual repository. Again, I have done this already, so I will not do it. After this, you will need to run sudo apt get update to get the configuration updated. And then we will install the current Wine development version because it's newer. It's maybe a little bit less stable, but it's newer, so we will use that. Again, I've done that. So if I check the version right now, I think that is the right thing in here. Wine version. No, that's not what I want. Error out. Maybe a double dash. Yeah, okay. So it's 5.5 from the focal fossa repositories. Okay. Now you have done this, and you will now install the actual Wine. Okay. Now we still need to do stuff, and it's getting a lot more complicated, trust me. So delete this line right here, and then we will install Wine tricks. This is possible via the official repositories. We don't need to add another source for that. Wine tricks will be used later, and when you have done that, we will instruct Wine tricks to install different packages for you. Number one is VC Run 2017. The second one is Core Fonts. The third one is Xact, whatever the hell that is. And the last one is D3D compiler _43. Press enter. It will again ask you if you want to do everything. You will press yes, etc., etc. Let it run. Okay. That's Wine installed for you. You can do a reboot if you want. I didn't because I'm lazy. I think that's just coming from the Windows world, such a behavior, but that's okay. So now we will install Lutris. Lutris is the program that we will use to get DCS running in the first place, so that we can install everything, etc. That is done again via a PPA. It's a repository that is maintained by the developers. Basically, you can imagine this like a container where the developers drop their files and you can then automatically update and install them. That's basically what this is. After you have done that and typed in your password, etc., you will do another sudo apt-get update, and after that you will sudo apt-get install Lutris, right? Okay. And after we have done all of that, we will open the internet and go to lutris.net/games/DCS-world. There we have different possibilities to choose from, and I chose the open beta version because that's just the newest iteration and I want to be on the bleeding edge like with this. So you can just click install here after you have installed Lutris and you will get this dialog. Just open this. It says xdgs-open and it will open Lutris. Lutris looks like this. That is Lutris. And it will run a script for you. You don't need to do anything, just let it run. It will download the installer from the official source, so from digitalcombatsimulator.com, and then it will install the whole thing. And then you will get this symbol right here, this menu entry. But we are definitely not done yet. It was done up until version 2.5.5, but we are here to get 2.5.6 running, and they changed a lot of stuff. So now the complicated stuff starts. First, the error is within a DLL file. That's why it's crashing on start. If you would just run it right now, you can do this, of course, but it will not work. It will crash on start. You will get the login dialog, and you can whatever you want in there, but you will crash at startup. And that is the problem. So, for this, we need additional software. Yes, I know. So, again, we go to the internet and download this file right here. It's Kata version 1.10 blah 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 .linux.app image. You can install this via source code, but that's again way more complicated. I don't deal with that. I can run app images directly. That's like an exe file in Windows, and it's the easiest solution. So all right, now I have of course downloaded that. Now we will go into that app image. I hope your distribution can run that natively. Most can, some don't. If you can't run it, you have to Google. I'm sorry. But Ubuntu-based distributions can open this. So it asks me if I want to run this. I click yes. And then we will open the following file. I will select the file. Again, I have done this already. We are working right now with a backup file that I created, but you will need to open in your home folder, then your username /games/DCS world. I think I have opened this already somewhere. Let me have a look. Yes. Right. Exactly. That is the path right here. So home, your username, games, DCS world, drive _C, program files, Eagle Dynamics, DCS world open beta, and bin. And this file right here, webrtc _plugin.dll. That's what we are going to open right now. So webrtc. This is my modified version. I will use the backup version, which is in the original state, so I can show you what I did. You will open webrtc _plugin.dll. We select open, and that is very important, otherwise nothing works. Load in write mode. You will check this. I will not check this because I have done it already. This is just for demonstration. You will need to check load in write mode, okay? Leave this enabled. Now click OK, and now we wait. On my PC, running from an SSD, that took 2 minutes to load. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So we let it run and analyze, and I will see you after a cut. Okay, so about 2 minutes and 10 seconds later, you will see this window. It looks very complicated. We don't need to deal with everything, don't worry. That is basically the reverse engineered DLL file with all the instructions inside. So now we will copy this from the instructions. It's sym.webrtc _plugin.dll blah blah blah, create plugin. We'll copy this and paste it here at the top and hit enter. Now we will right click, so it will highlight this section for you. That is the create plugin section. Right click, edit, instruction. I can't do this right now because it's not in write mode. For you, a window will appear, just a small window. And in that window, there is one line. You delete this line and just enter 3 letters. And that is RET. just like that. RET. Okay? That's it. Don't screw this up. Otherwise you have to download everything again, and that took a long time. Okay. Now we repeat this step with create peer connection. So just copy this, enter it at the top, press enter, and it will jump to a different section. Same procedure, right click, edit instruction. The line will appear again with something in it. You delete this and type RET. That's it. In this program, I search for the save button. That's not what you want to do. Because we are in write mode, it immediately wrote the changes to the file. So don't search for anything. We are done here. We can go out. And that was this. We're almost at the end now. Now, DCS is able to run. So you can run it now, but we can't join multiplayer sessions. That's bad. So, if you would go into DCS right now, you can't see any servers, and you can't join an IP directly. Sadly, we cannot join the server list. We cannot fix the server list, excuse me, but we can change that we can at least connect to an IP directly, and I will show you how to do this. So, in this folder, Home, Username, Games, DCS World, Drive C, Program Files, Eagle Dynamics, DCS World, Open Beta, Mission Editor, Modules, there is one file called mule_password.lua. And you will open this with a text editor of your choice. And you will just search for this line right here. Just search for it. So hit Control F in my case, and then we search for this. And then we jump, it's jumping directly to this function. And in this function, in the first line, you will paste this line right here. That is not there in the beginning. Only connect equals true. That is not there in the beginning. So you just paste this line in the first line after the function opens, so that it looks like this. Okay? And then you save the file. Now we can join servers from the IP addresses. Last thing to do. We go to this address right here and download the Arimo font. That is a replacement for Arial, for the Arial font. Sometimes DCS throws out errors for this, and we don't want that. So we go again to the installed files right here. So DCS World, Drive C, and then to Windows and Fonts. Where is Fonts? There it is. And there you just paste this Arimo stuff. So here we have all the Arimo fonts. Arimo regular, italic, bold, italic, blah, 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 blah. Okay? That's it. And now we can close all of that. And we can go to Lutris. And I can show you what I did right here. We can click Configure. And I'm running DCS with these settings right here. DXVK enabled, eSync enabled. Is there something else to mention? Yes, auto configure joypads and create sandbox for wine folders. This I left mostly on its own. I just enabled reduce pulse audio latency because sometimes you get crackling effects when there's sound output. We don't want that. You can enable this. I don't know if it runs without this. I haven't tried, but I just did this and it works. The runner itself, so the Wine version I'm using, is Lutris 5.7-8 in the 64-bit edition. It will show all installed Wine versions. You can also check, also use your system version that we installed earlier. But I am currently using what Lutris is giving me, basically. And if you want to add this version, and I guess you have to, you click here on Options, Preference, no, wrong, sorry, Manage Runners. A new window opens. You go down to Linux, or rather Wine, that is what we want. Click the Manage Versions button, and then you can choose from all the versions that you want to use. Again, mine is confirmed working on Lutris 5.7-8. You can just click what you want and it will download that for you. Yes, 5.7, 64-bit. Right. And of course, DCS is running in the 64-bit edition, right? Let me quickly check this. Yes, here it says 64-bit. Okay. And now we can click play. And we will see each other in the game. Okay, just entered my password. I hope you still have a picture. And as you can see, it's loading. And there we go. That's it. I haven't installed any modules yet, but that's okay. I tested this, it works. So now for the server browser thing, you just log in to your account on digitalcombatsimulator.com, and then you have an active server list. You can search for servers, let's say Cold War or something. I'm on that relatively often. And then it shows you all the stuff you need to know. You just copy this IP address, and then in DCS you hit connect by IP address and paste this IP address, and then you will connect to the server. And that's it. Working DCS 256 on Linux, Debian-based, with DXVK enabled and Lutris. Thanks for bearing with me. I know this is a long video, but I hope this helps you. And yeah, leave a like, etc. You know how that works. So, bye-bye. Thank you.